Okay, so remember when I said I would make a video about my thoughts on Bfdia 25? Well, it's time for my thoughts. Okay, let's get the elephant out of the room before we even do anything else. How do I feel about the... It was good. I will definitely say Cake and Steak song, first of all, was phenomenal. It is like the best out of every single Cake and Steak song, even Hey 2, and that's been a pretty good one. About book winning, she deserves it more than Needle. As an avid Needle voter, I have been meat riding Needle ever since Fries got out, and after the episode, I don't know why, just Needle now feels like a nothing burger, especially in BFDIA. I don't know why, because every other episode she was extremely good, and yet in this episode she was like, that stupid playing for myself thing was so dumb. Like, yeah, of course it was dumb. Everyone's playing for himself. Like, at that point you just know you're cooked. Like, you don't deserve to win if you know the one thing that made people want to vote you out. Not vote you out. To have you win is stupid. Honestly, Book had good character development and good screen time at episode 2, and I'm just starting to like Book a lot more ever since then, so I definitely feel like Book is a better winner than Needle, but Queenie should have won BFDIA. Okay, now I have to feel like I need to talk about the absolutely beautiful... Because, oh my god, the animation of this episode, I would definitely say is some of the best. I think the BFDIA style is the best for good animation, just because the asset limbs when they're animated like just perfectly, like about 5-star Michelin meal, it looks like perfect. Like nothing can compare to the animation. And this episode does it well in the shading too, which isn't even relevant to the animation, helps that out a lot too, as well. It's just so beautiful. Words cannot put into just how beautiful and immaculate the animation is. Honestly, the animators did such a good job. We shouldn't just be thanking Carrie and Michael. We should thank everybody who works at J&J and helps them animate. Because ever since Tpot 12, the animation has become immaculate. And I am excited to see where it goes from here. Okay, this might be a bit of a longer section, but now I really feel like I need to talk about the... First of all, just addressing the elephant in the room, Firey as a character this episode, I think improved like just so much. Before, he was sort of just a there character. He was good in season 1, but he didn't have anything in BFB besides that one thing with Leafy and Post Split, and then a little bit in Tpot of 8 Ball, which is a way better character by the way, and finally. But this episode, he became extremely good. It's like they were just feeding the shipping side of the community with the whole, him saving Leafy, which I did think was pretty cool, and it shows he still definitely cares about that stupid little leaf, and I think is honestly extremely cool, and really shows how the dynamic is really a well-written dynamic, I will say. Went from, my friend to being sort of, I don't know how to put it, like a more so frenemies sort of thing, which I think fits extremely well, and then they became friends again after, I think, BFB 22, question mark, I don't know, but, yeah, he was extremely good. Him stealing Dream Island also shockingly fits extremely well for him too, and he sold a 1v20, which is just really cool, and he just got so much development. I personally think he is like the highlight of BFDIA 25, and I really hope I do more of his character in Tpot, because right now, he's sort of like a stale chip. He does nothing, tastes like nothing, and pretty much is nothing. Okay, now Evil Leafy as a character as well. I feel like ever since around BFDIA 20, she's become a lot more prominent instead of just, a one-off character, which I think is very good, as she's gotten a lot of development in the last few episodes, which I think is really good, because I don't see many Evil Leafy fans out there. I only seen like one person who has Evil Leafy as a favorite. I've seen more people who have 8-Ball as a favorite than Evil Leafy. 8-Ball, and he's a very unpopular character even still today. But honestly, especially this episode, her highlight episode was definitely BFTROR 25. Without a shadow of a doubt, it was BFTROR 25. And I feel like I have to keep repeating myself, because she doesn't really have much of a character besides being evil and having cool tentacles. But as someone who hasn't really looked into her character all that much, and as someone who likes looking into characters, I don't have much to say about her, just besides the fact she was extremely cool this episode. Honestly, if you have anything to add, I would go in the comments of this part, because I don't know much about Evil Leafy to do an unscripted part about her. She's just awesome. Another character I want to have a small section about is Rocky, because I feel like Rocky's screen time this episode is, in my opinion, his best. First of all, he recovered everybody, so that's just something, because this dude is an idiot and he can't even read. He's like an actual child. And as someone who has his plushie, because it matches my room, I think this is really good, because now I have an actual reason to have his plushie besides just looks good with my room. And not to mention, he had some of the funniest moments besides, I think, Ruby, maybe? I don't know, he was just been a lot more enjoyable in these late episodes. Again, he's not a character I've bothered to look into. He's just funny these last few episodes, and I'm used to not like Rocky, but I'm starting to like him a lot more, which I think is a very good thing, because he's a season 1 character that people still hate to this day, and I feel like we need more Rocky supporters out there. I don't want to keep this section too long, so the last thing I want to talk about is Book and Leafy, especially in this episode, because it's, well, pretty much the only time they can recall them being together. It was extremely good. One thing I want to point out, or I think I should point out at least, is Book trying to help Leafy, but Leafy not taking the advice, was kind of like her rage baiting one in Tpot 20, because it was just annoying. Like, take the advice. Like, for one person who's trying to help her, and she's like, no, I don't want to do it, because I want the island. Like, oh my god, she is so petty. Oh my god, Firey didn't let you on. Dog, that was almost, what, about point in time, a few, like 4-ish years ago? Dog, get over it. You already have the island and everything, bro. Just get over it. And Book saving Leafy at the end, just for her to end up where everyone else is, I feel like it's gonna lead to something. I know that was teased in ITFB, but I really hope that does actually lead to something besides just her coming back and everyone's like, oh no, I thought you were dead, who recovered you, and all that, and we're gonna try to execute somebody, because they love doing that when it revolves around Leafy for some reason. So, again, not much to really say about this arc all that much, because it's probably going to be a one-off thing until like mid-IDFB, but, you know, just a nice, unique arc that I think should be experienced in IDFB, and it will be. Okay, now that I'm finally done discussing the characters, now it's time for my overall, the episode was pretty good, and I think it's probably as of right now, my favorite episode. Just everything about it is just so perfect. The lighting, the animation, the characters, the dialogue, just everything about it is perfect. There's not much I have to, nitpick about. Everything was fine, some of the stuff was funny, it had good humor, had some serious moments here and there. Honestly, I could just go on and on. I could glaze this episode into oblivion. But really, you already heard my main thoughts about it. But overall, good episode, good writing and all that. Honestly, this seems like a very great age for J&J, as the animation and story just keeps getting better. What a great way to finish off the season, and I'm really excited to see what IDFB has to offer. Also, free my boy Roboty from the LOL, he don't deserve to be in there.